Dagenham and Redbridge hit 5 as they remain top of the pops over in the Vanarama National League. But breathing down our necks are Chesterfield and Grimsby. Who's going to come out on top this next weekend? We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, those Papas giving a prediction video today. We look forward to match day number 9 in the Vanarama National League, and we'll get to it in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and get your bang update. All things National League related, Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Ruski. That's right, Vanarama's top of the pops. It is Dagenham and Redbridge as they run riot, of course, hitting 5 to go 1 point clear over Chesterfield. Of course, as for Deadpool FC, of course, they fluffed their bloody lines. Now they remain in 8th. We'll take a look at that and more in just a second. Of course, a big shout out to my VR bloody P's. I'm talking about my pay tree ons. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you for your support as you continue to do so behind the bloody scenes. So let's get into it. Of course, take a look back at how we all got on last round in the National League. Of course, we have a bit of a mini week this week, and of course kick on forward to the full fixture list, which of course will kick off on October the 2nd. We'll elaborate on that in a minute. So here we go then, shall we? Of course, take a look back at last weekend's action, including and also a mini bonus. It was Dover Athletic against Solihull Moors. Big point in that for Dover Athletic, 0-0 in the end, with a 2-1 win for Solihull Moors, but they had a shit old week. Oh yes, they did. Just a 1 point for them, of course. Aldershot, they lost to Halifax Town. Of course they did. Altrincham did beat Notts County. Is that correct? Did I get that in there right? Am I reading that right? I am. I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see that, of course. I mean, Boreham did beat Yeovil Town, got the one bang on point myself on that. I've got a couple there. Dagenham and Redbridge did hit 5. Look at that against Solihull Moors. Absolute nightmare for them. I didn't see goals in this game. I saw 5, but of course there was 6. Meanwhile, Dover Athletic did lose to Bromley though after that point earlier in the week against Solihull Moors. So 1-0 loss to Bromley. Eastleigh picked up a win against Woking, 3-2 for them. Meanwhile, Barnet big winners over Weymouth as well, 3-1 win. Chesterfield, of course, only picked up a draw, 2-2 in the end. They could have gone top themselves, of course, with a win, or could have been at least closer to the top. Meanwhile, Lynn, they lost to Wealdstone FC. Maidenhead against Grimsby was a 1-1 draw. And then finally, of course, it was Stockport 2, Deadpool FC 1. Let's take a look at the table. Here it is. Dagenham and Redbridge lead the charge by 1 point. Of course, Chesterfield are just 1 point, are in 18 points behind, on 18 points behind them, and then Grimsby are in 3rd, alongside Boreham, and then the chasing body pack. Still a couple of unbeaten sides in Chesterfield and Grimsby. As for Southend, well, Southend, look at that, absolutely free falling down there at the foot of the table, of course, and in 8th spot it is Wrexham, of course. So hopefully you can dig themselves heels, get themselves back into it. Let's take a look at the prediction league for this week and this week alone. Here it is. It is Connor Medlin with 7, and Deep at the Great also up there with 7 as well. So well done to you guys. DJC 86, not too far away either than the chasing bloody pack. How about the overall grand scheme of things? This is of course the whole season. Tom Stainer at the moment running away with it, alongside Yannick Buster with 42 points on the board, and then Alex Weller and then James FC make up the bronze medal spot at the moment. But again, it is early days. Of course, we have 3 matches here midweek, which will of course decide the predictor of the month, which is going to confuse things next week. And of course, we've got the following fixtures that will start a brand new month. Hopefully, they'll understand. You understand that. But let's get into it. If you want to get involved, it is free to enter //non-league. So basically, if you haven't started since, or you're a little bit about, you want to get into this prediction league, now's a good time, because we're going to be starting a brand new month in this episode. It's not the whole episode, but we're going to start a brand new month within this episode, because we have, I think, maybe 9 to 12 fixtures, maybe 13 fixtures, something like that. I don't know. So of course, at the bottom end of it will be the start of the new month, and if you can get themselves maximum points out of the games on the weekend, then of course you're going to be in tip-top shape for the predictor of the month already. So let's get into it then, shall we? Take a look at the games that we're kicking off this midweek. I think it's starting around about where are we? Tuesday. They're all on Tuesday 28th of September. So let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, this was originally scheduled for matchday number 1, and it will be Bromley, and it'll be up against Grimsby. Alright then, folks, this match will take place, according to my eyes, on September 28th, of course. Now, these two sides played each other 2 times since 2015, 2 wins and a 2 for Grimsby, including the biggest win was a 4-1 win, of course, when the last time played over in Grimsby. However, the last time played each other in Bromley was a 2-1 draw for Grimsby as well. Of course, heading into this Bromley, they were just 1 defeat past 5 for them. As for Grimsby, unbeaten in at least the last 6 games, of course, picking on an average around about 3 goals to 1 when they play Bromley as well. Speaking of the last heading into this, of course, Bromley did pick up back-to-back wins, beating the likes of Barnet and Dover. In fact, back-to-back clean sheets for them. As for Grimsby, they're coming to us on the back of that draw against Maidenhead. The odds on this one are going in favour of Grimsby. Only just, though. It's only narrow odds, slight favourite for Grimsby. Of course, Grimsby comes in 3rd, Bromley are in 10th. For me, I've gone with a cheeky 2-1 win for Grimsby on the road. Get themselves, of course, keep them closer to the top of the table and maybe even a push for top honours as well. So let's take a look at the next one there, because next one is Altrincham up against Kings Lynn over in Altrincham. These two sides pitched the 3 times 2019, 1 win apiece and 1 draw. The one and only win for Altrincham was a 3-0 win. The one and only win for Kings Lynn was a 2-0 win. However, coming into Altrincham actually in pretty good form, just 2 defeats in the past 6 games. Meanwhile, Kings Lynn without a win in 4. In fact, just 1 win in 6 for themselves heading into this match. Of course, last time I played each other over in Altrincham, it was a 3-0 win for Altrincham. That was back in March 2021. Of course, Altrincham come to the back of that win over Notts County, 1-0 win for them. Meanwhile, Kings Lynn come to us on the back of that loss. In fact, back-to-back losses against Dagenham and Wealdstone. Odds on this one go in favour of Altrincham on this one. Quite fancied favourites on this one. Kings Lynn are your long shots on this. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw, though, on this one, as points are dropped for both sides in the midweek matches. Next up, of course, we have Woking. They're going to be entertaining, of course, one of the high flyers at the moment. That is Chesterfield. That's right. Of course, now these two sides, I'm sure, familiar opponents over in the National League. They pitched 3 times. Just 3 times in 2019. 2 was for Chesterfield, 1 for Woking, and 0 draws. Coming into this, Woking have actually just won once in the past 4 games. Meanwhile, Chesterfield coming to this winning. They're unbeaten in the last 6 at least, of course, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws to boot. Of course, last time I played over in Woking was a 4-1 win for Chesterfield. Goodness gracious me, that was back in May 2021. Chesterfield coming to us back at that 2-2 draw against Torquay. As for Woking coming to us back at that 3-2 loss against Eastleigh. Chesterfield are red hot favourites on this one, of course, even though they are the away side. They'll fancy their chances to take this one. I think I've gone with that as well, with a 2-0 win on the road for Chesterfield. Next up, of course, let's take a look at the next round. It is Aldershot. These matches are taking place on the weekend, and it'll be Aldershot up against Deadpool FC. That's right. Now these two sides, which are 16 times in 2013, 7 wins for Aldershot, 6 wins for Wrexham, and 3 draws. Biggest win for Aldershot, 3-0 win. The biggest win in the way, also a 3-0 win. Coming into this, though, Aldershot just 1 win in 6. Meanwhile, Deadpool FC have got picked up 2 defeats and 2 wins in the past 4 games. The last time I played in Aldershot was a 3-0 win for Aldershot. In fact, what am I looking at here? Just Aldershot picking up just... I don't know what I'm looking at here. In fact, the away side has only won once in the past 6 matches in this match between these two sides, and that was when Aldershot beat Wrexham in Wrexham back in January 2020. Of course, heading into this, Aldershot did lose to Halifax. Deadpool FC, of course, did lose to Stockport. The odds on this one, of course, go in favour of Wrexham. Quite heavily favourites on this one. Your underdogs, massively underdogs, is Aldershot, and I do anticipate them to lose this one as well. Going to go with a 3-1 win. Wrexham will bounce back after that shit show this past week. And next up, of course, we have Dagenham and Redbridge, who are flying bloody high. They're going to be taking on Altrincham this weekend. Played each other 6 times in 2005. 4 wins for Dagenham, 2 wins for Altrincham, and 0 draws. Of course, Altrincham with the busy week this week. Of course, heading into Dagenham, just 1 defeat past 6 for them. Altrincham just, like I said before, 2 wins in the past 4 games. Of course, 4 wins in the past 6 if you want to open it up a little bit more. Of course, the biggest win for Dagenham over Altrincham was a 4-5-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-2 win. Last time I played over in Dagenham was a 1-0 win for Altrincham. In fact, the home side has only won this match at the last 5 occasions, 6 occasions, 1 time, and that was when Dagenham beat Altrincham back in April 2007. Dagenham comes to the back of that win over Solihull. Altrincham coming to the back of that win over Notts County. Big win as well. Odds on this one going in favour of Dagenham on this one. Quite heavily favourites on this one. Altrincham are your long shots. 3-0 win for me to take it to the house, and that should keep them top of the pots no matter what, unless something goes on with Chesterfield. Chesterfield win this one. They might go top, actually, Chesterfield. Of course, let's take a look at the next one. It's Eastleigh. They're going to be taking on Boreham Wood. Of course, we are flying bloody high at the moment. Quite tight match, this one. Of course, played each other 20 times since 2010. 9 wins for Eastleigh, 6 for Boreham Wood, and we've got 5 draws. The biggest win for Eastleigh was a 3-0 win. The biggest win there was a 6-1 win. Eastleigh came to just 1 defeat past 5 for them. Meanwhile, 1 defeat past 6 for Boreham Wood. 67% form compared to the 50. As for the last time I played each other over in Eastleigh, it was a 1-0 win for Eastleigh back in May 2021. Eastleigh have actually unbeaten against Boreham Wood over the last 6 occasions, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws against them. Of course, Eastleigh comes to the back of that win over Woking, 3-2 win. Meanwhile, Boreham Wood comes to the back of that win over Yeovil. Of course, like I said before, tight game this one, could go either way. Of course, the odds show that as well. Even Stevens across the board between these two sides cannot be separated for this one. As for me, I think I've gone with win for, but no, I've gone with the draw myself. I've gone with it. I've gone with the rookies, gone with the form, and of course, gone with the 1-1 draw as well. Next up, of course, we have Barnet. They were taking on Halifax Town over in Barnet. That's right. These two sides are 15 times 2003, 7 wins for Barnet, 5 for Halifax Town, 3 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Barnet, 3-0 win. The biggest win their way, 4-0 win. Of course, Barnet comes to just 1 win and 6. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat past 6 for Halifax Town. Completely opposite forms for these two sides. Of course, the biggest win for Halifax Town, 4-0 win. I think I talked about that already. Coming into this, last time I mentioned that over in Barnet was a 2-1 win for Barnet. That was back in February 2021. Barnet comes to us back at that win over Weymouth. Meanwhile, Halifax Town comes to us back at that win over Aldershot Town. Of course, the odds will go favourably in favour of Halifax Town, I think, on this one. Yes, they are the slight favourites on this one. And I've gone with that myself. 2-0 win to take it to the house on the road. Next, of course, I have Chesterfield. They're going to be taking on Yeovil, or are they? I don't know if this match is going to go ahead, but we'll see if it goes anyway. Played each other 14 times since 2005. We've got, what have we got going on here? 6 wins for Chesterfield, 5 for Yeovil, and 3 draws. Biggest win for Chesterfield, 3-0 win. The biggest win in their way, 3-0 win, of course. Heading into this one, Chesterfield are actually unbeaten last 6. Meanwhile, Yeovil back-to-back defeats for them. Of course, last time I played each other over in Chesterfield was a 3-0 win for Chesterfield. They've actually won 1, 2, 3 on the bounce against Yeovil. In fact, 3 clean sheets on the bounce against Yeovil. Chesterfield coming to this on the back of that 2-2 draw against Torquay. Yeovil going to come to this on the back of that loss against Boreham. I've got no odds on this one. I do have odds. Do I have odds? No, I don't have odds. It looks like Chesterfield might actually play Woking. They do play Woking. We got that. Yeah, so they might not. This game might not go ahead. This might not go ahead. I don't think I have even odds on this one. I do have slight odds actually going in favour of Chesterfield if it does go ahead. Nope, I'm looking at the wrong bloody thing. What am I looking at? Chesterfield against Yeovil. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know if it's going to go ahead, but anyway, I'm going to go with Chesterfield on this one, 3-1 win to take it to the house. Weymouth, they're going to be taking on Stockport County. Let's take a look at this one. They shall play each other 2 times since 2020. 2 wins are 2 for Weymouth. That's right, over Stockport County. However, Weymouth comes to this without a win in 4. Meanwhile, Stockport County just 2 wins and 2 defeats in the past 4 games. Not great form for either of the two sides. Actually coming to this both on 50% form. That's our pleasure over in Weymouth. It was a 1-0 win for Weymouth. In fact, they've won back-to-back over, of course, Stockport. Of course, last heading into this, Weymouth did lose to Barnet without a win in a couple. Meanwhile, Stockport did beat Wrexham last time around. The odds on this one, we have Stockport red hot favourites. Weymouth absolute long shots, and I've gone with that as well. 2-0 win for Stockport County on the road. Next up, of course, we have Grimsby Town up against Dover. This should be a one-sided affair, surely. Of course, that's what the bookies think anyway. Played each other 4 times in 2014, 2 wins and 2 draws for going in favour of Grimsby, who are unbeaten in the last 6, picking up 4 wins in the past 5. As for Dover, they've picked up 3 draws out of the past 5 games, grinding out some results, but of course they need much more than that. The biggest win, of course, the only win, one of the only wins was a 1-0 win for Dover. For Grimsby. Over Dover. Last time they played over in Grimsby was a 1-0 win for Grimsby. That was back in December 2015. Grimsby coming to the back of that draw against Maidenhead. Dover coming to the back of that loss against Bromley. Meanwhile, of course, the odds go in favour of Grimsby. Red hot favourites. Dover are absolute long shots. Of course, Grimsby got a double week here. Of course, a good chance to flex their muscles and maybe a challenge for top honours this week as well. I've gone with the win as well for Grimsby on this one. Back-to-back wins this week to give themselves a monster boost. Next, of course, Maidenhead. They're going to be taking on King's Bloody Lynn. Tight one this one. These two sides played 2 times in 2020. Just 1 win for King's Lynn. Nothing for Maidenhead and 1 draw. Of course, Maidenhead comes in without a win in 5. Meanwhile, King's Lynn just 1 win in 6 for them as well. Both sides are in pretty shitty form, about 25% form at the moment. Of course, last time I played over in Maidenhead was a 3-2 win for King's Lynn. That was back in October 2020. Maidenhead did pick up a draw against Grimsby last round. This time, of course, King's Lynn picked up a defeat to Wealdstone. Of course, the bookies go in favour of Maidenhead on this one. I think I've gone with a draw myself. 0-0 straight down the middle, and they cannot be separated. Of course, into the final 3 now we go. Notts County. They'll be taking on Woking this weekend over in Notts County. Of course, played each other 5 times in 2004. 4 wins for Notts County, nothing for Woking, and 1 draw. Just 1 defeat about 6 games for Notts County. Meanwhile, just 1 win and 4 for Woking at the moment. Of course, last time in Notts County was a 1-0 win for Notts County. They've actually won 1, 2. Well, actually unbeaten in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches at their unbeaten in 5 against this lot. Going all the way back to 2004. Of course, Notts County coming to the back of that loss against Altrincham. Meanwhile, Woking coming to the back of that loss against Eastleigh. They'll take on Chesterfield as well this week, so it could be a bit of a shitty week for them. I do anticipate them to lose this one as well. So back-to-back defeats this week, picking up 0 points on the board, of course. So 3-1 win for Notts County. Into the final two now. We have Solihull Moors up against Southend. And of course, this one's quite tight as well in the bookies. They've never played each other. This will be the first time. Coming into Solihull Moors, just one defeat past 5 for them. Meanwhile, Southend, 3 defeats on the bounce, actually without a win in 6. Bit of a shitty form at the moment. Of course, they did come into the back of that loss against Torquay. Solihull Moors did lose to Dagenham and Redbridge 5-1 this past weekend. Of course, they're coming into this, of course, the red hot favourites though. Chance for them to get themselves back in the thick of things. And of course, the underdogs will be Southend United. Tight though, but I've gone with Southend, surprise, surprise, to break the hoodoo, break the form, and of course, maybe get the win to get themselves moving in the right direction. And then finally, it is Torquay United. They're going to be taking on Wealdstone, of course, over down in the southwest. Those are the 4 times in 2018. 3 wins for Torquay, nothing for Wealdstone, and 1 draw. However, Torquay's form is not great, just 1 win and 4 for them. Meanwhile, Wealdstone with on 1 defeat in past 6, 58% form, slight better form at the moment against Torquay. Of course, last time played in Torquay was a 1-1 draw. That was back in February 2021. Of course, coming into this on the back of a 2-2 draw against Chesterfield. That's Torquay. Meanwhile, Wealdstone come to this back of that win over Kings Lynn. Despite all that, the favourites are Torquay, and they are red hot favourites. And of course, I'm going to go with them as well. 2-1 win to take it to the house. That, my friends, is what I've got for you. Be sure to get your picks in using the code. Of course, we are going to be looking at the predictor of the month for last month. We'll confirm that next time around, which will include 3 of those games right there. But until then, be sure to give the videos a love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well. Check that out, give us some support, and of course give us some love and then smash the little bell. Until then, I'll see you soon. Until then, be safe. Until then, we are done.